Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the OHIO podcast. It's good to have each and every single one of you with us this evening. Make sure you smash the like button. If you're watching this on replay, hit that like button as well. We welcome you. If you're new to the community, please consider subscribing. Be a part of one of the best online fan sites for you, for our Buckeyes out there. You're going to love it. We promise you. Hey, did you guys know one of the ways you can support us is buying our merch? That's right. Description below, you'll find the link. Uh, you'll help keep Bart's mom employed and happy too. That's always a good thing. And hey, you know what? 50% of the proceeds go to the host whose merch you purchase. So if you want the Podfather to get some money, go buy my merch. And you too can be like RDCB and walk in the house with a Podfather t-shirt or hoodie and have your wife go, "What is a Podfather? Sit down right here, honey, at 8 o'clock. Let me introduce you to the Podfather," right? Joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, that guy up there in the top left, that's the Wild Man. That guy above me, that is King Kong Bart. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight in the after show, we're going to have a feud. It's going to be a family feud. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm getting a lot of static feedback from somebody.
Well, that would be Mr. Bart. I just turned his mic down, and that's what it was. Bart's got the static tonight.
It's
Oh
still
my
there.
goodness. Well, here.
No,
let
I
me do-
don't.
Oh, Chris,
There we go, that's
quit being a
better.
perfectionist. Listen, tonight, hey, there we go. Bobby, great idea. Podwives need merch too.
Hey, I can't even get my merch. Come on.
Well, we're working on that. All right, we're working on that. Anyways,
Well,
in the
we
after
figured
show,
once you lost tonight, you wouldn't sell anything anyway, so it doesn't really
Listen,
matter.
a fat man needs a little love. That's all I'm going to say.
in the after show tonight, if you think this feud is heated up, just wait. We're gonna have a little game called Family Feud between Chris's family and Bart's family. And guess what? Over on Patreon, we're gonna have a draft. They get to pick their family from those in the Patreon who want to play tonight. So you all can be a part of Family Feud. You're either gonna be on Team Chris or Team Bart tonight. It's going to be awesome. And I got it all set up. It looks really good. I'm really excited tonight to try this out. That's right. We're going to play Buckeye Family Feud over on Patreon after the show. All right, guys, let's get into it, shall we? Practice number 4 from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center today. Practice number 5 is Saturday, controlled scrimmage. Doors shut and closed. Nobody's allowed to come in to watch the scrimmage on Saturday, the controlled scrimmage. But we did get interviews after practice number 4 today from several players and one coordinator who seems to be very, very happy that he's still in Columbus, Ohio. Don't know if you guys got to watch all of the interview or not from Matt Patricia, but I have cut up 2 different questions and answers tonight that we're going to show with this and let us respond to it. Yes, Chris?
Nothing.
Okay. You went like this. I thought you had something you wanted to say.
No.
Not yet? Are we going to fight tonight, Chris?
When he
Good possibility.
when he doesn't talk, that's the best podcast right there when he's quiet. So
Oh man, this Family Feud tonight is going to be off the chain. I could tell already. Someone might get virtually punched.
he's gonna cry like he did last time, so it doesn't really matter, Eric.
That game.
Jeopardy champion right here.
That game was rigged. That's all I'm going to say. It was
See? Yeah.
rigged.
He's gonna say the same thing,
The
Eric.
way
so.
it was done was wrong.
And then he turns around, Bart, and does the exact same thing when he's running
Yes,
it.
he does. Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
What's
That's
up,
the way
Ryan?
you want it.
Hey, Wickerham. Let me invite you to our tailgate at the Shoe. We're going to have our tailgate down at the Shoe for the spring game. It's our annual listener appreciation tailgate. Ryan, we'd love to have you come and hang out with us, man. We're going to have a great crowd. A lot of our listeners are showing up. Maybe some former Buckeyes. It's going to be a lot of fun, buddy.
Eric, your volume just went wonky.
Why is it that every time you complain, volume changes with people?
It's
It's
back.
not like It's not like.
It wasn't that.
It's
It
better
had a
now
funny
because I
sound
heard
to
it
it.
too, Eric.
You people killing
Like
me.
you actually sound like a man for one change.
Oh, what do I normally sound like, Bart?
I didn't say that. Chris said it. So.
Do we need to?
Oh.
Do we need to? We can always revisit the discussion from the other night, Eric.
Oh, I guess we could, huh? All right, let me play the first audio clip from Matt Patricia. Let's respond to it. Here we go.
Be you to get the contract extension and stay here at Ohio State?
Yeah. Well, obviously, just Ohio State is such a special place. Not only just the history and the tradition, the football program, the school, but just the people that are here, and the kids that are here, and Coach Day, and having a chance to kind of have a little stability with my family, and it's hard when you got to move your family around, your kids, and going to school and all that. And we've just had an unbelievable experience settling into Columbus. Everybody's been so nice and welcoming, and it feels like home. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal for us to be, in a place where everybody's happy. It's really important.
Feels like home. Chris?
Yeah, and actually, Eric, you didn't put that whole clip out, obviously, because he goes on to really make this sound like this contract extension was a conscious choice which he made over the NFL opportunities. Rather than go back to the league and to the maybe the more fame or more money, he would rather be in a special place. And if you really listen to that whole interview and you talk to him about how much he enjoys the teaching aspect, how much he enjoys the relationships he's building. If as a Buckeye fan, I'm very, very, happy to hear this, because it means maybe a guy that we thought was a 1 or 2 year rental, maybe he's here 3, 4, even 5 years, because he really loves what he's doing. He talked about, he even mentioned the fact that he had just moved. He didn't want to move again. This is something that I think that as Ohio State fans, we should be very happy to hear, because what he has done with his defense has been phenomenal. I think what he has brought to this team has been phenomenal. And it seems like he's very happy with what he's doing right now.
Bart?
No, I think I think the one thing that he said that was the most important is family. His family. It's like when he said, "Hey, I could stay in a place and stay in one place," meaning Columbus. I think his wife, I think his kids are happy to be here. And if you have a happy wife and you're getting paid, what is it, $3.75 million? And let's face it, I think he was burned out in the NFL. Getting fired is never a fun time. Doing what he did with the Patriots was awesome, but I think some of that pressure really gets to you. And he come here and he's working with young kids that are going to listen to him, because the NFL, when you coach, there's a grown men that make a lot more than you do. Of course, now we say these kids make a lot more than he does sometimes too, but there might be one or two. Maybe Jeremiah Smith's the only one that makes more than he does.
Hello.
No, that's a tornado warning for Marion County.
Go!
It says seek shelter immediately.
Are we going to podcast through a tornado warning? Let's do it! Yeah!
Yeah,
Chris, if you need to leave, man, that's all good. Bart and I can handle it.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm just going to
No,
get my family, and I am going to step away for just a minute to let my family know what's going on.
Go ahead, man. That'd be the good thing to do, Dad.
Yeah.
This is an OHIO podcast first. This is great.
Well, he almost died. Now he's having a tornado warning. Next thing you're going to see that Sonny Styles thing just flipping in the air, and his roof's going to be off. So.
Well, we're gonna wake up one day, and then there's gonna be a story about a meteor crashing into the middle of Marion. It's the city of Marion. It's gonna be Chris's house.
Well, if it's hitting him, it'll hit me in about a half hour. So.
Yeah, I know. You're next.
It's now, I think with Patricia, I think it's so much different coaching NFL type players versus college players because they still have a love for the game, which I think NFL players do, but not being the man, being the second command. I always say that I'm the county engineer, and the best job you can have is a deputy engineer because the the county engineer gets all the crap. And he just gets to love the game, teach, and I think he absolutely loves it. I think he's here to stay. I honestly do. And I think the only reason he leaves is maybe for another head coaching opportunity, and I don't know if he'll do that. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, Bart. Like, what would cause him to leave this gig? And I think Ohio State's willing to match whatever NFL team throws at him to be a coordinator. Head coach is probably a different animal altogether. But I will say this. You hit the nail on the head, Bart, about his family. And Vader had it in the comments just a few seconds ago. And I thought it was basically what you said in a roundabout way. Happy wife, happy life. Here's what I love about it, guys. We get so much crap from people who dog our fan base about how we are so toxic and we're mean spirited and everything else. He loves us, man. He loves this fan base holding a standard up there. He loves the fact that the place is full of tradition and excellence. And I think he was just like, you know what? I'm not afraid of that. I coached for the New England Patriots. Like Ohio State fans, come on, man. Boston fans in the NFL, let's get a grip here. Ohio State fans get a bad rap from a lot of people, and I think it's undeserved. I've not heard one single Ohio State fan say anything negative about Matt Patricia. How can you? No. Even the games we lost, the defense held up their end of the bargain. I think the guy has every reason to love what he's doing here right now, man. And it sure showed in that interview. He was almost giddy to sit down and talk to people.
Yes.
And that's what I was talking about in comparison to Arthur Smith. I didn't see or get. We got it all in aces with Matt Patricia. I love the guy, man. And here's the thing. I think he genuinely respects and loves working for Ryan Day. I think he really does. What do you think about that, Chris?
I kind of equate this, Eric.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Bart.
No, I think you look at it like he's teaching a fifth grade class, and they're looking up to him, and they don't know that much, and they're just taking in every word that he says. Versus being a teacher, a junior or a senior in high school, where they think they know it all, they've been taught, and it's just like the NFL players have had great coaches in their past. I think he just likes the kids looking up to him and being able to joke around with them and actually teaching football what he loves. I think that's a huge thing to do. And you love teaching or you don't, I think he does.
Chris?
Yeah.
Is that the tornado sirens I hear in the background?
Yes.
That's it. No, that's in mine. That's my house.
Yeah, they've been going off for a while now.
That's the tornado
gosh.
side.
It's headed towards Mount Gilead too, Bart. So that's probably why you're getting it.
It is. Let me. I'll check it. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, to me, this is exactly what you said. He is in a job he loves, working for someone that I think he truly appreciates and respects. I think that he does enjoy working with the kids. He does enjoy the teaching aspect of it. Just listen to the way he talked about teaching the fundamentals. Um, just listen to the way he talks about just again the relationships that he's building with these kids. This is, I think, the happiest Matt Patricia has been in a long time. You don't have the stress of the NFL, being a head coach in the NFL, where you're only as good as your last game.
Well, where was he a head coach at in the NFL, Chris?
Detroit,
Which is in what state?
that would be the state up north.
Which has a lot of fans who root for which school?
That would be the Cheataghan Loserines.
Exactly. And yet somehow we are toxic fans. Give me a break, dude. Like, I I think that is such a misnomer, and I am glad that Matt Patricia seems like he's happy and loving Columbus, Ohio. You know, I understand every city's got its bad corners and bad
Sure, it
spots, some
does.
more than others. I live approximately 35 minutes north of Columbus in Delaware. I can get to Ohio State in about, on a good day, 30 minutes or less. Um, I can get to downtown Columbus in about 35. And let me just say, there's a lot of really good communities in and around the greater metropolitan of Columbus to live in. And I know most of those guys are living in either the Olentangy, Lewis Center, Dublin area or Upper Arlington, where
Yeah,
most coaches live. Urban lived in Dublin because he lived on the golf course there in Muirfield.
right.
I don't know where Matt Patricia and his family live, but I know that Ryan Day lives in the Lewis Center area,
Mhm.
and so with several other coaches as well. And it's a good community. It's a good school. Um, there's a lot to do in Columbus. It's a good place to live. And when you
Yes.
have a family and you have kids, he talked about it. I don't want to have to keep moving my family around the country because of this job.
Yeah.
I want them to be grounded. I want my children to have a good upbringing, good friends, and I believe his daughter's I think she's like maybe a freshman, maybe a
Maybe.
sophomore. Um so that being said, I think he's here for a while.
Well, if she's a freshman, then you got probably at least freshman, sophomore. She's got at least 2, 3 more years, I imagine.
Yeah.
So
I think he's here to stay with Ryan Day,
yeah,
which is really really good news. So it's good to have him as our right hand man with Ryan Day. Everything all right, Bart? No?
Yeah, it was just a tornado watch, so that was stupid.
yeah, we've
Okay.
actually got him on the ground here. So
What?
yeah,
They touched down?
just north of town, there's one on the ground. Yeah.
You should go outside and record that for us.
Well, it's too dark.
Well,
Can't
is it
see
not
anything.
lightning?
I
No,
would.
actually, it's very eerily calm.
That's like that's a bad sign.
Yeah, it's very eerily calm right now.
My when my wife is eerily calm, it really scares me too.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, Bart. I would say this, Chris, if it's heading your way, I think we become the OHIO podcast storm chasers, and you get that bad boy live, stream it live, man.
Bobby may be out there streaming live already. I don't know.
She's got guts. Is she more the man than you?
My wife is equal parts brilliance, beauty, and psycho.
Don't let her hear that last part.
No, it's good
Oh,
though. She's an adventurer.
all right.
She
Let
has
me
no fear.
no. Remember those T-shirts in school? Do you guys remember the No Fear shirts? They were
No.
awesome. Bases loaded,
When
2
when we
outs,
when we went to
full count, no
school
fear.
though, there was dinosaurs were still roaming the earth.
That is true for you. Yeah.
Bart's
All
going
right.
in and out. Oh no.
Bart might be losing his internet and electricity here soon. All right, here is clip number 2 of Matt Patricia.
Matt, how fluid are you with your scheme here? When you lose all those guys, are you just looking for plug and play? We want to do the same thing we did last year, or do you sort of let the personnel kind of speak to you and then decide schematically what you want to do from there?
Yeah, that's really been more of what I've done. I would say in the last probably, 10 to 15 years, as I just learned through the course of the league, where your personnel will change, or you're, picking at the end of the draft versus the beginning of the draft, and you have to be fluid with all that. So it was great last year, get in, kind of take a look to see the guys that we had, because a lot of them hadn't played, observe and say, okay, I think these guys can do this, and I think they can do that, and kind of put them in those roles, and then, just watch them blossom and go. We're really in that same space again this year, because the bodies are different, the look is different. So we're experimenting through spring ball. It's kind of good in college that we have the spring practices. We're in pads already, and we're kind of seeing some of the fundamental stuff that we're working on. And then you still have work, before you get to training camp. So you have some time to kind of build, hey, this is what we figured out in spring practice that our guys can do. Now, how do we try to put them in those positions to do it?
He's got this defense in the lab right now. He's a mad scientist, and he's looking at all the puzzle pieces he has, and he's deciding who goes where with what, so that I can put the best possible defense out on the field. Later on, by the way, great question by Bill Landis. Hats off, Bill Landis, one of the best question askers on the beat. The other one, his partner in crime, Doug Lesmerises. Later on in this interview, he asks him, basically at this point, given the structure of his defense and the players that he has and things, are you married to a scheme? Do you get players for a scheme, or do you change the scheme to the players? And he basically said, yeah, we changed the scheme to the players. And to me, that's reassuring, because a lot of coaches have a philosophy that you go out and recruit to your scheme. That's Jim Knowles. One of the reasons why it takes 3 years for Jim Knowles' defense to really be good is he has to get the right players for his scheme. Matt Patricia is the exact opposite. Give me the best players you possibly have that you can. I will build the scheme around them. And, Doug asked him, he said, hey, are you willing to give up some big plays in order to get more turnovers? And he said, kinda. At the end of the day, I don't want to give up touchdowns. Like, you don't want to be giving up touchdowns. Do we want to create more turnovers? Do I want more sacks? Do I want more interceptions, fumble recoveries? Yes. But I don't want to give up more touchdowns either. I thought that was a really good answer he had. Chris, your take on Matt Patricia's philosophy when it comes to the scheme?
I love it. I do, because this is a defense right now, Eric, that, if you listen to Patricia, it's a defense that is both stable but ascending. It's a defense that, he's got the pieces. He said as much. He said he's had NFL guys look at his film of his team.
Yeah, called it clean.
And they call it clean.
Yeah.
That is huge. That means we're at a point already in spring ball where we're executing at a high level without a lot of mistakes. Now, granted, they're probably not running anything overly complex at the moment. But that means we are doing the routine things routinely on defense. That means we are covering the way we should be covering. And usually when you have that high level of execution on the basics, it translates into winning football and sustained elite defense. And that is what we are looking at, I think, from Matt Patricia. I think, obviously, and he mentioned it, every year you're going to get new kids in. Every year, when you have the elite athletes that come to Ohio State, every year you are going to have massive turnover. But the system and the way he coaches, it's taken this to another level.
I was thinking today, like, how would you describe Jim Knowles' scheme, how would you describe Matt Patricia's scheme, right?
Yeah.
And I came up with Jim Knowles, his scheme basically being um, uh, safety driven, right? I mean, that's basically what he called it, right? It was safety driven, a safety driven defense. Um, I would describe Matt Patricia's defense, Chris, as being uh, ev- always evolving. You know, I think that is maybe the best way I could describe it. Welcome back, Bart.
So just from when I left, just restart everything and let's do that Matt Patricia video again, and then you guys just say exactly what you said so I don't miss anything.
No problem. Here we go. We're basically now Chris is gone.
Yeah, I see. Oh, hey, one of us is gonna keep you going tonight, Eric. So
Yeah, I mean this is freaking hilarious, man. I love this though, man. I love this. No,
and the thing of it is, you said storm chaser. I love freaking tornadoes. I love storms, and I would go out there in a heartbeat and take pictures. So
oh my gosh, I hear the sirens going off in the background for you, Bart.
That
Uh,
that
Yeah,
would be my
yeah.
power going out
oh, your power flickered out.
multiple times.
This yeah, that well, you know what? Tony lives in Marion with you. He confirmed that, man. He confirmed that the electricity's holding on by a slim thread there in Marion. Um,
you're
no,
not
we were
getting
just
out of
talking.
this family feud this easy.
Well,
We were talking.
the winds are picking up, man. Okay,
I hear
we're good.
I hear like a rumble, dude.
We're good.
Oh my gosh, this is freaking hilarious. You know what? I want to see happen. No, I do not want to see this happen. But could you imagine the whole house flies off Chris and he's just standing there podcasting. He's sitting there, the whole house is gone, and he's like, "Let me tell you something, Boggs."
Let me tell you something, brother.
Anyways, Bart, we were talking about Matt Patricia talking about how he evolves his scheme. He changes his scheme around his personnel, not the personnel to his scheme, and how next level that is as a coach to be able to do that. And the stark difference between that and say Jim Knowles, where it takes 3 years for you to understand his scheme and or recruit to his scheme. Um, Obviously, as an Ohio State fan, given the obvious results we saw last year under Matt Patricia, that's definitely the way to go if you can do that. Correct?
Yeah, that's just being a coach though, because Eric, both you and I have coached basketball. I've helped coach football. You've got even in high school where you got five, you don't have that many players. You have to do what you have. His talent last year was Caleb Downs and the linebackers, and that might not be what his talent is. So he has to change it up. But that's what separates a good coach from a great coach. And I think Ryan Day, early on in his career, was not that type of coach. He would have just something that he would do and beat his head against the door because he thought it would work. I think he's evolving and learning on how to do that and becoming an overall coach. But that separates the good from the great when you can do that and have a scheme that can fit different personnel. If you have great lockdown corners, you have a different defense. If you have great pass rush, it's a different defense. But yeah, it's completely one of the great coaches could do that. So
Yeah. Deb and Paul. Deb and I'm getting an interesting phone call. I wish I wasn't live. I had to answer that right now. Deb and Paul said our power went out a few times. Huh?
Answer it anyhow.
No,
can't see
do it anyway.
I don't know. I don't want to
We
do
can't-
that.
I can't see it is.
Okay. I don't want to do that to him. He might not appreciate that. Anyways, our power went out a few times, about 8. We were in the basement watching you on our phones. Man, this is crazy tonight. It was wild. Anyways, one of the things he talked about, guys, and I thought it was really interesting, is he broke down how he focuses on what he calls the center of the defense. He's like, you got your corners, you got your front, but the linebackers and safeties, those two linebackers and three safeties, or three linebackers and two safeties, however you want to look at it, the center of that defense, he said, is critical. And now he didn't go into great detail, but I do believe what he was alluding to was basically the communication of that group between the linebackers and safeties. Corners, stick to your guy, right? If you're in man-to-man, stick to your guy. Linemen, rush the quarterback, make his life miserable, tackle the ball carrier. But that middle five between the linebackers and safeties, those guys, they have to be great at communicating. And I think one of the greatest things he has done is he has taught this defense. Now, again, it makes it a whole lot easier with a Caleb Downs out there for you, right? But he's taught the defense how to communicate. I think that has gone unnoticed by a lot of people, and maybe even not talked about enough, is how well the center of that defense can communicate. Either one of you jump in. Whoever's got internet, go for it.
Now, I completely agree with you, Eric, but you have to have a special player sometimes that knows the defense to be able to communicate. If you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to communicate what everybody else is supposed to do. But when we coach basketball, the point guard and the center are very important on communication. You look at baseball, you got your catcher, your shortstop, your center fielder. Those are your communicators on your whole defense. So you really have to have a Caleb Downs back there that understands the game and knows what he's doing before he can do that. I hope McClain can do that this year, but you're completely right.
Chris, I know you've been in and out, man. Did you pick up any of that?
No.
Okay. What do you like most about Matt Patricia? How about that?
I think that I really love the fact that he's teaching these kids, and I love this because it's going to bring the kids to him. He's teaching these kids NFL level defensive techniques now, right out of the gate. In spring practice, we are going right into learning NFL level, techniques. I love the fact that he loves being here. That's huge. I love the fact that, everything he says, and it's positive. It gives you reassurance. Like I said, this defense is stable but ascending. It gives you reassurance, but says, hey, even though we're okay, we're going to be better. We're going to get better, and this is how we're going to get better. He was one that I questioned the hiring of. And it just goes to show how wrong I was. I was one of those people that focused so much on what he didn't accomplish with the Detroit Lions that I ignored what he was capable of accomplishing as a coordinator. And shame on me for that.
I don't blame you for that, though, Chris. I don't. I mean, you were not the only person that said, I need to see it to believe it. He had some stink on him. He had some stink on him from what happened in Detroit.
And what's worse is it was Michigan stink.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, do you think that we're with Arthur Smith, we would have been that critical of that hire? I think we're giving him a pass because of Matt Patricia and how great he did last year, that we're hoping and praying that he's going to be the same way.
Yes.
I think that we're doing the same thing with Arthur Smith. So
Yes, I think Arthur Smith actually is getting a little bit more of a
pass.
Pass?
from the fan base. Yeah, I'm not one though. I've been critical of him. I was not impressed with his Tuesday's press conference. There were things I liked.
Is it because he wasn't a cheerleader and was hooping and hollering and rah rah rah
That's
stuff?
exactly
or what's
what it
going on
was.
with that?
Yeah, he didn't give me any enthusiasm at all. No, I think that's important. I do. I'm sorry. I think that's important. These are still 18, 19, 20-year-old young men / kids. They're going to need some enthusiasm in their life. They're going to need someone. Listen, for as much as I want my offensive play caller to be a cerebral assassin, and I don't really care if he's a rah-rah guy, I still feel like it's important to win over the fan base. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with a good personality. Chris posted a video today. Or was it yesterday? I can't remember which.
It was today. It was one I actually found that you were talking about the day before.
Tell everybody about that video, Chris. It's so good.
It was the greatest video I've ever seen, greatest line I've ever heard from a coach. Here's one of the basketball coaches at the podium. I can't remember where he was from. Providence. And he says, and I quote, "If you question my recruiting, just take a look at my wife." And here he is married to this younger, I think, smoking hot wife. That's... So obviously his recruiting skills were just fine.
Yeah. I thought it was, to me, it was one of those things. Everybody laughed. The media laughed. Everybody immediately looks at his wife and goes, holy crap, he ain't lying. You look at him, you look at her, you're like, dang, okay.
But how hard is that really, Eric? Because all three of us married above our station.
Well, I mean, I'm not going down that path. Okay, good. All right, Chris, touche. But no, Arthur Smith just came across as milquetoast to me. Very vanilla. It's like you get the opportunity to have Neapolitan ice cream and you went straight for the vanilla. What are you doing? You have vanilla anytime. Mix that sucker up.
Eric. Hey, Eric, how rah-rah was Jim Tressel?
Oh, he was real rah-rah to me. I'm not talking. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to step to the podium and be loud. That's not loud. Doesn't mean energetic. You don't have to be boastful. Boastful doesn't mean energetic. Tressel had energy about him. Tressel had an air of confidence. Tressel would speak things and you would listen and you would be like, oh man, I really like that. That makes a lot of good sense, right? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm spoiled because of Matt Patricia. I will admit that. Maybe I'm spoiled because of Matt Patricia. But again, you watched Arthur Smith on Tuesday and you watched Matt Patricia today, and if I was a recruit and those were the two guys recruiting me, I can tell you 100% which guy I'm going to go play for. I guarantee you I will. It's Matt Patricia. 10 times out of 10. Every time. That means something to me.
Eric would go play for the new director.
Can we talk? Can we talk? Can we talk about for a second how Chris's wife is in the freaking tub because of a tornado and he's still doing a podcast?
What you don't know is, Bart, his studio is actually in their guest bathroom. He's sitting in a tub too. You just didn't know.
As I said yesterday,
I didn't
not wearing any pants.
He's not wearing any pants. He's actually sitting in lukewarm water right now. It's kind of sudsy.
It's steaming. My bubble baths are always hot, Eric.
Mean Green has a great question. Do you need rah-rah people to dominate on the football field? Yes,
No.
you do. Yes,
No.
you do.
No, you do not.
Jim Tressel
No.
had rah people. How many times have we talked?
someone, but you don't need a whole staff of rah-rah.
Thank you very much. You just admitted it to me. You need someone.
Yeah, and we've got someone.
Yeah,
We don't need
Yeah,
two
we do.
someones.
You know who the rah guy
Yep.
is on the offense? Tell me who it is. I know who it is, but tell me who you think it is.
Tony Alford.
It's Locke.
It's Coach Locke.
Yeah.
He will
Yeah.
he will chew you up, spit you out, and then pick you up off the ground, brush you off, and say, "Good job, kid."
Yeah, a great coach.
It's a Marine mentality.
You nailed it. Absolutely. Tear you down to build you back up in my image, right? That is coaching 101. Bart's probably taken the same courses I have in coaching. That is coaching 101. The great UCLA basketball coach, right? John Wooden, wasn't he the one who came up with that?
He did it. I don't know if he came up with it, but that was the way he did it.
Yeah, he tore you down as a freshman, built you up in the image he wanted to fit the program, and you would run through a door for that man. Everybody loved him.
Yet, Tony's got another one. Keenan Bailey's a pretty rah-rah guy as well. Keenan Bailey's a bit of a rah-rah guy as well.
Yeah, I can see that. It comes off a little different than Coach Locke to me, but I agree. I loved what he said to Case Merrick last year.
Oh, absolutely.
That to me was phenomenal coaching, when he basically said, "This is your room, go fix it, Captain." You know, that showed belief by him in who his leaders were. Absolutely. All right, I have another clip to play for you guys. Now this one is not Matty P. This one is
James Smith, and it was great.
This one's James Smith, and this is about three of them smashed together. This is about basically him coming to Ohio State and comparing Ohio State to Alabama.
What's the biggest thing you've noticed the difference between here versus?
I'd like to say again, another two great programs, but it's just like there's like some differences, like which I don't know how they're doing it now, but like when I was there, it was like, you know, we working hard and this, that, like here it's the same, but it's like the intensity is like, you know, it's almost like everything's so much faster. I feel like it's the Big Ten, you know, SEC we big and like kind of slower. Here's like more fast, more speed. We just trying to, you know, really weigh an opponent down.
Once you entered the portal, why was Ohio State the right fit?
I kind of say like it kind of gave me like that feeling from back like when I visited as a freshman with Saban, like kind of felt like that, like. Because here, like, I ain't gonna lie, I came here, they didn't lie to me not one time. Like, nothing they told me, Coach Larry Johnson told me, like, it's gonna be hard, like, nah, you know? So I was okay with that.
So you appreciate honesty a lot?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you feel more comfortable here? I mean, what feels different, you know, I guess more
What feels
than that.
different? Like I said, I feel like the intensity is different. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Wow, yeah.
I wouldn't even say the intensity, it's just like, everything's so intentional, like, everybody's already laid out. You know, they came with new coaching staff at Bama, so it's like they were still trying to learn and stuff here. Like here is already stable, and like, you know, they already know.
Wow. Big Ten speed is different. Huh? My, how the tables have turned. SEC's bigger, and he said it, slower. It's power football. The SEC's become power football. The Big Ten is speed.
Yeah.
That is insane to me, Chris. That's crazy talk.
It's kind of weird, Eric. You're right. It's kind of weird to hear that. But you listen to what he says through that whole interview, and you know, he touches on a lot of things. Obviously, he touches on his relationship with Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
But he also touches on, like you said, the speed. He touched on the fact that DeBoer, he's not doing anything wrong. He's not Nick Saban. And you could tell that Nick Saban was the reason that this young man went to Alabama to begin with. He basically said that. And that he didn't understand the concept that there was actually good football up north. That was the part I liked in the extended part of that interview, Eric, which we didn't play. Is he actually discusses how he did not know there was good football up north. It took Caleb Downs getting on the phone and calling him and saying, "Listen, get up here. This place is going to help you." To get him to come up here, and I've got high hopes for this kid because you're getting an SEC tested guy who's flashing in the spring already, who's saying the right things, who seems to have bought into the program, the mentality. I feel like he's going to be a leader. He praised the coaches all over the place. He praised not only Matt Patricia, but Larry Johnson, which who couldn't? The guy's the best defensive line coach in the history of the game. To me, he talked about how it felt family oriented. Yep, absolutely.
That red's where Chris is at, everybody.
Yes, and I'm enjoying it. No, but I think this kid has instantly become a favorite among Ohio State fans already. This interview, I think, has taken him a long way already towards becoming a fan favorite with Buckeye fans. What more can you say about the kid? And by the way, sounds like he may have some versatility. Maybe he's playing with that 3 technique as well as the nose tackle technique. So here's a guy who's going to give you some more of that versatility.
Yeah, he mentioned Katie McDonald. We saw what he did.
Yeah.
Was intrigued by that. I just let's transition this. It was a great interview. Go watch it if you haven't yet. Find it all over the place. Is Alabama cooked?
I think that if DeBoer doesn't get him back to the championship game this season, I think there'll be calls to have him removed. And I think they'll be on the verge. I always go back to this, Eric. You called it. You predicted it, and you were 100% right. You never want to be that guy that replaces the legend. You want to be the guy that replaces the guy who replaced the legend. He fell into that trap. And even though you have the players coming out and saying, listen, he's doing everything he can. He's doing it all right. Because he's not going out there and winning 6 national titles in 10 years. He's not good enough.
Failure, yeah.
And they are going to get rid of a guy who, God help us, I hope he doesn't come to the Big Ten because I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a great coach.
And I'm very glad that he didn't end up going to the scum suckers up north.
Here's the thing. Alabama, they are a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
When you have success, I don't care who you are. Ohio State, Woody Hayes. Why did Earl Bruce get fired? Because he wasn't Woody Hayes. He was 9-3 Earl.
Which is not a bad place to be for a lot of guys.
No, listen to me, because his winning percentage was better, if I'm not mistaken, than the guy who replaced him, John Cooper.
Yeah.
So now John Cooper always had Ohio State on the verge, and he teased us a lot. But no, like if you would say who do you think was a better football coach, I'd probably say Earl Bruce was, just based off results. But the standard at Ohio State had gotten so high because of Woody Hayes that I think Caleb DeBoer is Earl Bruce right now.
Yeah.
And Bama fans are just like, can't handle that. Now, on top of that, let me say this. I think that Caleb DeBoer runs a very different program than Nick Saban did, and that's what James Smith was alluding to. Let's not forget
Yeah,
James
it lacked some of the intensity. It sounded
James
like.
Smith was there that last year that Nick
Absolutely.
Saban was there. He experienced Nick Saban and the Alabama of Nick Saban. And then Caleb DeBoer comes in and he's there for 2 years, and he's a firsthand witness to the difference. And he was comparing Ryan Day and Ryan Day's program at Ohio State and how they run things, comparing that to Nick Saban and how he ran things at Alabama. That was the biggest takeaway from this interview, in my opinion.
Very intentional. Those words really stuck out to me. It was very intentional, very intense. Yeah. And if you are Ryan Day, you take that as one hell of a compliment, I think.
Yeah.
That you are doing things the way that arguably the greatest coach in the history of college football did it. And now it's your time. You have the opportunity to come in and fill those shoes because he's not around anymore.
Correct. So this is going to be really, really interesting. Let me get to this question. This is a great question. Yeah, great. Mean Green, that's a great quote about Noah, dude. That's good. Eric, are you comparing today's press conference? We're circling back to where we were. Are you comparing today's press conference with when the football season starts? I am quite sure this Buckeye football team will be more than ready to dominate once the regular season starts. I'm going to give you a hot take. Everybody thinks the offense is going to be better, and it should because of who came back. I'm more confident in the defense than I am the offense. And let me tell you why. I'm more confident in the man leading that defense in Matt Patricia than I am the offense in Arthur Smith.
And that's a fair assumption, Eric, because he's shown us 2 years consecutive now. Or he's shown us he showed us that he could rebuild after what we lost 2 years ago. And as we move into this year, and Patricia himself said it, you don't replace a guy like Caleb Downs.
No.
But you find ways to replace that production.
Yeah.
With other guys.
Bart may not have just heard my hot take, so I'm going to ask him this question that's kind of similar to my hot take. Which side of the ball are you more confident in going into this season, the offense or the defense? And why?
Offense, 100%.
Why?
Because you got Jeremiah Smith, and you got Julian Sayin. You've got seasoned veterans on the offensive line. You've got people that's proven themselves. We don't have that on the defense. Other than Kenyatta Jackson, we don't have unproven D tackles. We have unproven linebackers. Somebody's got to take Caleb Downs' position. Cornerback. Every position almost is unproven. Offense, all proven. And I don't know how you could not. I don't know how anybody can say they have more confidence in defense than they do offense.
I just did.
Here's the thing.
Well, how did you do that?
But I said I am more confident. I said I shouldn't be, but I am more confident in this defense than I am the offense because I'm more confident in the man leading that side of the ball.
And I can say this as well. I am more confident in Matt Patricia than I am in Arthur Smith at the moment. However, I think Arthur Smith is going to be very good. But I'll also say this. When it comes down to the players, I can see where Bart's coming from, and I would side. If you're asking me which side of the ball I'm more confident in the players, it's the offense.
Oh, 100%.
If you're asking me which side of the ball I'm more confident in the coaching, it's the defense.
Thank you.
So I don't think that either one of you is wrong. So I think we should just have a hell of a lot of confidence in this team altogether.
Sure, absolutely.
And we got a kicker.
That's right. Make kicking great again at Ohio State. Come on, Connor Hawkins.
Now, I might agree with you if Matt Patricia didn't have three 4 first-round draft picks in the NFL too. So let's actually see how he can coach a team that doesn't have four first-round draft picks. Let's see that.
Yeah.
I get where you say he's awesome, and I get that too. But come on, that I could have went there and coached that defense, and it could have been freaking awesome. Brian Hartline was a first-time play caller, and that offense was still pretty awesome. You get a seasoned guy in there for Matt.
False. False. That offense was efficient. It was not awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
true.
I might give you that, but
Okay,
you
thank
get a
you. I
seasoned
love
guy
you
in
too.
there. Yeah, you get a seasoned guy in there with art. It could be awesome. But I love Matt Patricia, but let's not praise him too much until we see. He will actually see how great of a coordinator he is this year, because he actually doesn't have 4 first-round draft picks that he didn't develop. So let's just be honest with that. He got to coach them. He didn't develop them. I think he brought some of the best out in some of these guys. Arvell Reese, 100%. Sonny Styles did really well. Caden McDonald, obviously, but I don't know if he had a lot of developing. He just brought out their talents. So let's just say that.
So here we go. My hot take of the day. Ohio State, because I believe you're both right, Ohio State finishes top 5 in offense and defense in the country this year.
If that happens, then Ohio State is probably playing for a Big Ten championship and going back to the CFP.
And they should.
I might agree with you, Chris, if we didn't have such a hard schedule. We're going to go up against some great defenses and great offenses that we didn't play last year. So if we didn't have that schedule this year, I would 100% agree with you. I don't think you're right. I hope you're right. I just don't think with the schedule we have.
I am right. Don't worry about it. If you don't believe me, just ask.
I don't think we have the capability of doing that just because we do play some really, really good
I think we play some
defensive
overrated teams, though, as well.
Well, and that could be true. It could be true, but yeah, we just had 2-inch hail. Electricity.
I was
Got the golf balls, huh?
I
Yeah.
was trying to come up with an idea of how to make some kind of meme or graphic about how they were calling for hail in the state up north, and they would say it would be the size of bucknuts or size of Buckeyes. But then I was like, if I do that, given the show we had a couple days ago with Mika,
They're going to show
I'm-
it as rain pebbles.
well, I'm sure you guys would all be making fun of some, of making fun of me somehow. So we won't go down
Absolutely.
that route again.
Absolutely not. We would never. I would never make fun of you, Eric. So.
Thank you, Bart. You're my best friend.
Oh,
Yes,
there goes
thank
my
you.
electric again. We'll keep this thing going as long as we can.
Well, here's the thing. We're gonna end
I'm
the
feeling
show
good.
here. We're gonna end the show here. We're gonna try. We are tempting the weather gods. We're gonna try to go over to Patreon and play some Family Feud.
Hey,
It's
I'll
gonna
tell
be a lot
Eric-
of fun.
I'll tell you what's going to happen is Bobby and him in communication, and she is going to turn out the lights if he's losing, and then he's going to be off because it's going to be his power's going to
Just-
be out. So
Just so you know, if I cut out, this won't be on me. It won't be on Bobby. It's Eric's fault. Because if I lose power, I'm running off the battery on the Dell.
Oh, and that battery dies fast. Let me tell you. If you
I mean,
lose
I
power,
made sure
you
that I
lose
wasn't going
internet.
to lose internet again. I connected to my iPhone.
Oh, that's why you
I
look so
connected
grainy.
To
Okay.
my iPhone, so I won't lose internet again.
yeah.
Well, you look like you're about to. It's giving me the death stare down there in your power. All right, guys, we'll see you all over on Patreon. If you're gonna want to go over there and play this game with us, we're gonna need some of you to volunteer to join either Team Chris or Team Bart. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see you over on Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow with another video here on the OHIO podcast. And then, hey, Sunday night we have we're doing 2 lives at once Sunday night. So it's going to be a wild night. I'm not telling you what the other live is because I don't want you there. I'd rather have you here. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Sunday night, Chris will be running things. And then Monday night will be my last show. And then I'm heading to North Carolina for a week as my stepson and his lacrosse team head to Charlotte to play some big-time high schools. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're taking a little mini vacay on the way back We're going to West Virginia, so and stopping at the
Almost heaven.
big was it the Great River Gorge or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
So
New River.
New River
New River
Gorge. Thank
Gorge.
you. Yeah. So looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But we'll see you all tomorrow. Till next time, and we'll see you over on Patreon.
Pictures of Eric whitewater rafting in his Speedo, so don't want to miss that when he comes back.
OH.
Io.
Go Bucks. Scum sucks.
So is Marcus Freeman.